Okay, the camera started recording just now. I was gonna start recording in a few minutes. I was kind of hesitating, but you know what? Let's just go. So today we're gonna talk about being a good person. Not that I'm trying to make myself look like a good person. You will judge that by yourself. I don't like to be one of those people that like talk good shit about themselves or like say I'm a good person, because usually the people that say that they're a good person are not good people. But anyway, so I don't know, I just did a little reflection last night and I wanted to talk about it. So when I was, I don't know, when I was like a teenager, I remember thinking like, dude, what is the point in being a good person? Do you know what I mean? Like, if bad things happen to good people, if like sometimes being a good person doesn't really pay off, if like people try to take advantage of you, if they see that you can do things for people, or if they see that you're not really somebody who's trying to take advantage of people or whatever, like, what is the point? You know what I mean? And I don't know. I think that the point is, I don't know. There's not really a point, you know. It's more like what is behind being a good person. You know what I mean? Like, I thought about this and I was like, there's people who, I mean, we all go through things in life. Some people go through harder shit than others. Some people go through poverty. Some people go through, you know, poor health. Other people go through like grief. Other people go through, you know, whatever it is. Um, but or stress or whatever, or you realize that somebody you love doesn't love you or whatever. There's so many ways of going through things, but I think that there's a certain power in being a good person. Do you know what I mean? I think there's a certain, yeah, power in or like self, like, mm, yeah, self control or whatever, like having power over yourself or having power. I don't know, I just think it's powerful to go and think, listen, I've gone through things in life. You know, I've been through this and I've been through that and whatever. Those things could have fucked me up, but I'm choosing to not let them fuck me up. You know what I mean? Like, I have many reasons. People have done me wrong. I have many, many reasons to be an asshole, but I'm going to choose not to be an asshole. Every day I could wake up and be like, "Okay, I've been done wrong to. I'm going to be an asshole. I'm just sick and tired of people." You know what I mean? I'm not going to be, you know what they say, Mr. Nice Guy anymore. I'm not going to be Mr. Nice Guy anymore, or Mr. Mrs. Good Girl anymore, you know? I'm not going to be this nice person anymore. Fuck that shit, you know? But waking up every day, cuz it's a decision you make every day. You know what I mean? It's just like being happy, you know, just like being sad or being bitter. Every day you choose to be that way. Obviously, like I said, there's things that you can go through, like for instance, like grief or whatever, you can't be happy. Like poor health, you can't be happy. Disability, maybe you can't be happy. Yeah, you can't be happy. Depending on the disability, whatever. I don't know, there's so many things that you can be going through. Or maybe you're like starving or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, or your country's at like war or something. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes there's a reason why you can't be happy. But if you're a normal person living a relatively normal life, like if people have done you wrong, if people have deceived you or whatever, every day you're choosing to be sad, or you're choosing to be bitter, or you're choosing to be happy. You're choosing to be like, you know what? This is what I don't have in life, and I would like to have this, but I don't have it. But this is what I have in life. And this, I think, should be enough. At least enough for me to be happy or not to be a dick or whatever. So every day you make a conscious decision. I'm happy or not. I'm a good person or not, you know? And I think there's a lot of mental power in that. Choosing, like, hey, you know, I've gone through things in life, but today I'm going to be a good person. Today I choose to be good. And every day they choose to be good and they keep choosing to be good. I think there's power in that. I think there's a lot of power in that. And the other reason why I think it's important to be a good person, and this is what did it for me, was when I was like I said, when I was a teenager, I was like, what's the point in being a good person? You know, I really admired this guy who was a really good person. I ended up getting a crush on him. He was one of my teachers. And he was a really, really good person. Like, he could be disrespected and all that, and he never stopped being, I'm sorry, I was getting a napkin because it's got a little bit wet. Anyway, um and he was nice no matter what, and I just, yeah, I had admiration for him, and I didn't really like understand it until yesterday. Like I said, he chose to be a good person no matter what. And I admire that he was such a good person, on top of being intelligent, capable, and all that. And the fact that, you know, he it inspired me to like continue to be a good person. But the thing that really did it for me was when I was like 14, there was this like problem that happened. and with some of my classmates, and he asked a few people, from the class or whatever, to like tell their version of the story or whatever to him and to the, I guess, the psychologist of the school or whatever. And it meant a lot to me that he asked me. Obviously, he asked me because I don't know if he suspected I had a crush on him, but he probably was like, "Hey, listen, this girl, I think she would say the truth. You know what I mean? I think she would say whatever. Maybe because I was a good person. Maybe because I was always paying attention in his class. So he was like, maybe she's gonna be loyal to me. I don't fucking know. But the fact that he took me into consideration, the fact that he took me into consideration for other like group projects and shit, to be like the head of the group or whatever. Like, and even like today, there's this other coworker that I really, really admire, and he considered me for a few things. He took me into consideration. The fact that somebody who you admire so much for being a good person or for being intelligent, the fact that they also consider you, and this second guy that I was talking about, there was this one time where I fucked up really hard with two of my classmates because we did a group project together and I fucked up. And I felt bad about it, and I asked if we could get the grade individually, like each of us individually, instead of like getting all of us the same grade, because we could choose one thing or another. And I was scared that he was gonna think I was acting nice, that I was playing nice, if that makes sense. When I was, like I felt genuinely bad, but I was like, he's probably gonna think that I was pretending to be nice or pretending to be good or whatever. And then one day he said to me, I don't know, he gave an example or whatever in class. I didn't expect to tell the entire story, but anyway, we're 6 minutes in, so it's fine. And he asked the question in class, like, what would you take care, like, if somebody lends you, let's say, a book, would you take more care of it if it was yours or if it wasn't yours? And I was told in at home, like I was told by my parents, like, if somebody lends you something, you have to take care of it even more than if it was yours. Like, obviously you have to take care of things, but even more if it's not yours. And I said, well, it's more if it's not yours. And he said, nope, actually people do the opposite. He was like, imagine you're not a good person. And then he stopped and he said, because I know you're a good person, and that was like a little pat in the back for me, because I thought he thought I was acting nice, like I was pretending to be good. So when those things happen, it's like really fucking stupid. But when those things happen, when somebody who you think is a good person, when somebody you think is intelligent, also consider you intelligent, also consider you a good person, it motivates you to keep being good. I don't know if that's enough a reason to be a good person, but for me it is. It's what does it for me. So, yeah, those are the two reasons. You can be seen, you can be considered, you can be respected by people that you respect for being a good person, and bless you. My neighbor just sneezed. We all have a cold. It's freaking insane. But anyway, and yeah, choosing to be a good person is like powerful. It's like hard because it's like, you know what? I could be a fucking dick to everyone because everybody has been a dick to me. But you know what? I'm gonna choose to be good. I think that takes fucking balls. Yeah. Oh, you think, oh, I'm a fallen angel. I'm not Mr. Nice Guy or Mrs. Good Girl anymore. Okay. Oh, yeah, you've gone through things. All of us have gone through things. Tough guy or tough girl. Who do you think you are? You know what I mean? So, yeah, that's my humbled opinion. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.